Oh, you can hear me. Welcome, everyone, to the Sisterhood service. We are single, married, partnered. We are with and without children. We are born Jewish, Jews by choice, and non-Jews married to Jews. We are new and long-time members. We are mothers, daughters, and sisters. L'Kila, together we are going forward in new ways and with new horizons, providing an environment of friendship, intellectual growth, and spirituality for our members, serving our temple through social and educational programs, fundraising and financial support, engaging women in activities that promote tikkun olam. We make a difference.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Speed. I went through JIC here and have been officially a member of Temple Shalom for about 3 years. I nearly immediately joined the Sisterhood board, by which I mean Mary Kleiner called me in the morning and said, our AGM is tonight and I need you to join the board. And I did. And now, almost 3 years later, I am somehow surprisingly co-president with my lovely partner in crime, Jenny, down there. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here tonight for our Sisterhood Shabaton weekend. In previous years, this event was intended to show that women have a place on the Bima and in public Jewish life. While we need that reminder less in 2022, particularly here at Temple Shalom, where 2/3 of our clergy are women, it is still a powerful reminder to all of us that women have often been the backbone of Jewish community and life. We are traditionally the keepers of Shabbat. Often the making of a Jewish home falls to women. We pass our Jewishness to our children from generation to generation. And in a time when anti-Semitism is again reaching frenzied heights, this responsibility seems even more significant. During a very rough time in my own life this past year, it was the women of this sisterhood who held me up. When Jewish women stand together, we are a force to be reckoned with, and that's what we need right now. I am so proud to be a member of this temple, of this sisterhood, of this community in general. Please enjoy this weekend and the gorgeous voices of our choir for what is a truly beautiful and unique service. Let our songs and prayers over tonight and tomorrow wrap you in one of the most powerful weapons against anti-Semitism, Jewish pride and joy. Shabbat Shalom.
I believe we're ready for our candle lighting, which is Ashley and Mary Kleiner. Feel free to light our candles, and then our choir will lead us in the candle lighting blessing.
This light is mine. It was given to me in love. It was given to me in peace.
This light was hers, that mother in our past who held it with pride.
This light was theirs, those sisters of the ages who held it in awe.
This light will be theirs, those daughters of our hearts, may they hold it with care.
Asher Ishanu
We'll turn, or not turn, in your packets to page 2 for Lecha Dodi, which is part of our Kabbalat Shabbat service, where we traditionally hark back to this practice of going out into the fields to welcome Shabbat under the moon and the night sky. And we'll do that tonight with Annette Koziki, our very own beautiful composition of Lecha Dodi.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך לך אדוני, לקראת לקראת
לקראת שבת לכוון אלך, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורק קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת
Shabbat Shalom. It's so wonderful to be together tonight, to have this opportunity to celebrate Shabbat with our Sisterhood Choir and with all of you. I've been thinking since really Ashley's opening words about just what to say. I mean, I thought about it before that too, Ashley, but you said something that kind of stuck out for me, that 2/3 of our clergy are women, and the truth is if we are 12 members of our professional staff, I'm the only male on the staff. But I never think about these things until somebody points them out. In this congregation, I never think about that. I never think that women don't have a voice or never had a voice because they've always had a voice, or at least since I've been here, they have always had a voice. And the voice is because they are so integral as members of our congregation, not because of gender, but because of participation, because of leadership, because of vision, because of contribution, because of just showing up. So integral to our congregation that I never think of it in a gendered kind of way. I think of it only as what an incredible group we have in our community, and particularly those that I see only actually the back of their heads, but knowing all of you in our choir and knowing so many of you in our congregation that have been part of our sisterhood and part of this evening. The contribution that our sisterhood has made from the moment I arrived at the synagogue, actually before that, when I was being driven around by Dennis Pavlich and Alexis Rothschild on our visiting weekend, and Alexis was telling me about our award-winning sisterhood for about 4 hours as Dennis was driving. I knew that this was a special congregation and that we are uniquely blessed. I think all the time about how we are how much we benefit from what this particular group provides for our congregation in your programs, in your enthusiasm, in your material support for our scholarships, for Oneg Shabbats, for adult learning, for all sorts of things. And really just as you're doing tonight, not just in song, but in content as well, and lending your voices to the leadership of our community. And I could not be more grateful or more proud. And honestly, it's the only time I ever think of myself as a guy is when it points out that I'm only one above them. So maybe that's not entirely true, but close enough. Anyhow, it's wonderful to be with you tonight. It's also lovely to be able to sit and just be a Jew in the pew and enjoy the service. I'll come back at Misha Berach and do some more rabbi things. But for now, we're going to turn to page 3 in your siddur and rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב ואמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי המאיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשא בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה זמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. You may be seated.
You know, just before I do my reading, I'd like to say I'm one of the oldies here. And when I look and see this sisterhood, because I used to be very active, when I look and see all these young faces, how does that feel? I'm so delighted. I am just so delighted and so proud. Yeah. Okay. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim.
Amen. Thank you, Bonnie. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך, לעולם לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה באהבתך. אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Hey, Ellen Shapiro and Rachel Rubini, come on up. Or is Ellen here? No? Okay. Hi.
Shema. Shh. You have to listen to hear. Shh. Can you hear? Can you hear the surprise and delight in Sarah's laughter? Can you hear the joy and pride in Miriam's song? Can you hear the strength and wisdom in Devorah's clear judgments? Can you hear warmth in a grandmother's voice calling children to the Shabbos table? Can you hear a mother's love as she recites the Sabbath blessings? Can you hear a daughter's clear, high voice chanting as she joins the circle of women? Can you hear sisters' earnest prayers as they share their goodness and courage? Can you hear a granddaughter's newborn cry as she joins the Jewish chorus? Can you hear your own heart beating, reaching to join the song of praise for Adonai? Shh. Can you hear? Can you hear the woman who came before you? Can you hear the woman yet to come? Can you hear us all as one? Shh. Listen. Hear.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Mi chamocha. We believe in tomorrow. We believe as Jews that we have the power to make tomorrow different from today. We believe that ignorance, poverty, insensitivity to others need not be permanent. We believe in people, despite all we know about them. We believe that there can yet be a time of peace, of sisterhood and brotherhood, and a time of tranquility for all. We believe that we have a share in bringing that day closer with actions each day. The world may smile at our dreamers, but no matter, we believe.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Help us to walk with good friends so that we can lie down in peace, rise up ready to do what we know is needed, and live with hope as we face the future. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael. Val Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Amen.
Vishamru. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day.
I am a Jew who is a woman, and I pray. I braid the dough for the challah and bless the Shabbat candles, and I wrap myself in the talit I have woven, and I pray. I am a link between those who stood at Sinai and those who survived the Shoah, those who would dream and build futures, and those who will gather the shattered shards of glass to heal the world. And I pray. I am a woman who is a Jew.
Please rise for the Amidah. Page 9. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'Koneh Hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, רצה במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך. שבענו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך. ותהל ליבנו לעבדך באמת. ותהל ליבנו לעבדך באמת. ותהל ליבנו לעבדך באמת. והנחילנו, אדוני אלוהינו, באהבה וברצון, שבת קודשך, וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. You may be seated.
Kedusha. Let us not walk sightless among miracles, unseeing. Adonai, give light to our eyes. Awaken us to the beauty of each new day, days that glow with sunshine, butterflies, and the laughter of children, nights that spread a quiet, peaceful warmth around us. Awaken us to the beauty of the blessing of love, families who are precious, friends who are dear. Awaken us to the glories of nature, to the miracles all around us, whether pelting storm or soft summer breeze. Awaken us, Adonai, to you, as we learn to see and rejoice in the blessings of your everlasting love.
tongue from evil, all evil, my lips from speaking guile. Purify my heart from malice, give me shelter from pride. Teach me how to reflect on the journey of my soul. Hear my spirit sing, how clear to me the struggle to find you in all I may do. Of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto thee, O Lord. My mouth and the meditations of my heart for you to hear and see. Blessed
Please be seated. We take a moment for our own private prayers and meditations. Please be seated. We take in the moment in the midst of this celebrating and music to think of loved ones who are in need of prayers of healing. Ever aware of the power of this community to bring healing through our words and our actions, we ask God's blessing upon them. May God grant a refuah shlema, a complete recovery, to Semach ben Menashe Halevi Rikla, Meyer Tzvi, Evelyn Pitka, Rebecca Down, Rivka bat Shifton Baruch, Hannah bat Sarah Vashmul, Meyer Zalman ben Rachel, Dr. Anhita Ariana, Daniel Gottesman, Bill Shaw, Vivian Garfinkel, Sarah Chiachi, Andrew Jason Bruce, Lawrence Down, Claire Columbia, Jack Karp, Dan Badesh, Victor Lewin, Fran Goldberg, Matt Good, Alicia Eckersley, Tsipa Bat Ita, Leto and Jay, Asher Gavriel Ben Mordechai Yehoshua Vasara Elishev, David Coulter, Apollina Wolshensky, Elena Cobb, Carla Zavot, Janet Gelb, Jean Angus, Judy Steiner Lossberg, David Shlomo Gorney, Andrea Jarzabak. If there are others in need of this prayer for healing, I invite you to stand and call their names out one by one. We join with our cantor in the Misha Berach, a prayer for healing, page 12.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu Mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Before we invite Jenny Glickman-Ryan to share some words of Torah with us this evening, we want to invite Anna Chmielewski to come forward to share some announcements with our congregation. Anna, you can come right up here.
So some of the happenings at the temple. Please join the Sisterhood on Thursday, December 22nd at 6:30, and learn to make dumplings and spring rolls in the temple kitchen. Please register at our website. People of all ages are invited to join us for Hanukkah Shabbat musical service on Friday, December 23rd at 6:30. Cantor Shani Cohen and our Temple Tones Band will be featured and no 8 p.m. service. The Sisterhood Walking Group will meet next on Sunday, January 1st at 11 a.m. This is a 50-minute walk which will take place on the Salish and the Iron Knee Trail. So please meet at the Salish Trailhead on the south side of West 16th Avenue, and that's about 900 meters west of Blanca Street, no need to book. Just show up in good walking shoes and good gear, rain or shine. Open, and this is open to all Sisterhood members, family, and friends. And all seniors are invited to join our next Shalom Shishim Lunch and Learn Jewish Genealogy for Beginners, which sounds really interesting, with Temple member Gordon Cherry on Tuesday, January 10th at noon, 12 p.m. And Gordon will give a presentation on genealogy for beginners and demonstrate in real time how to use easy to access and free resources. There's many of them on the internet. I actually looked. So it's a catered lunch, prêt à manger. The cost is $12 for Temple members, $18 for prospective ones. And please do call the office or register again on our website. And the men's club, not to be outdone by the Sisterhood, annual poker and pastrami. I'm interested, geez, the pastrami alone is back. Please register now and join Wednesday, January 11th at 6:30, and the cost is $36 for members, $45 for non-members. And that price includes food and poker chips. And again, please sign up online. And lastly, for tonight, we are thrilled to announce Mazel Tots, a new weekly program starting on Thursday, January 12th, 3:30 p.m. at the Trout Lake Community Center. And that's, you can look it up, but it's 3360 Victoria Drive. Join educator Danny Levinson and music specialist Monica Schwartzman for a 1-hour program of Jewish music, stories, art projects, and snacks. I'm always good for snacks. This program is intended for children ages 2 and 5. I guess I don't, apply. And their grandparents and caregivers. Limited space, so please, online registration. And the deadline for that is January 9th, 9 p.m., and it's free to attend. So those are the happenings announcements.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much, Anna. And the Mazel Tots program is filling up quickly, so if you have a grandchild or you can borrow one, sign up as soon as you can. I want to invite Jenny Glickman-Ryan to our Bima to share some words of Torah, and I'll invite the choir to go find seats in the congregation. There's only a few seats available, I know, but you'll squeeze in somewhere so that you can watch from the comfort of your seats.
It's mostly so I can see their faces. Otherwise, all I'm seeing is the back of their heads, and they're the people I probably have gotten to know best here. So first of all, Shabbat Shalom. And all right, it's lovely to see you here. It's really exciting to have this happen again. Thank you, Joyce. It's always Joyce. This week's Torah portion, which is what I want to start with, moves on to the story of Joseph. It's a wonderful story. It's almost like a soap opera with Joseph's rise and fall, and rise again, and fall again. As we will hear in 2 weeks' time, the very end of the story, Joseph saves his family. But here's what strikes me. Joseph changes a lot in the course of his life, and yet he doesn't. The boy who is treated so shamefully continues to be himself, to take the unethical behavior of others in his stride. And this happens several times in his life's journey. But through it all, he remains himself, even when that's not in his best interest. And that's true of most of us as well. Life changes us a lot, and yet we remain at our core the same people we have always been. The theme of the last few years of the Sisterhood services has been, I hope clear to you, a way for us to see the wide variety of our membership, a chance to recognize our diversity with the hope that that will promote inclusion of all of our motley crew. So this evening, I want to take another look at this process of inclusion from a personal perspective. I am, like Joseph, changed by life, but also fundamentally the same. From time to time, if I catch an unexpected glimpse of myself in a mirror or a window, I don't recognize the person I see. I honestly have a moment of, who is that? My outside and my inside don't match. On the inside, my hair isn't gray, my face has no wrinkles, and age spots are something on someone else's hands. I am still the person who watched all the changes of the 60s and 70s, the movement of women out of their roles as a mother and housewife, the opportunities changing so quickly, so that I decided, perhaps foolishly, that the subject that was furthest from the roles assigned to women, and also the one I found the most difficult, physics, would be the area that I would study in my undergraduate work. I have no idea why. I am still the person that had children young and who felt that my grown-up life didn't start until my 40s, when I went back to get a master's degree and began to work at a real job. So in some ways, then again, I'm still the person who took part in protests, supported scientists in Russia when they were trying to survive, stayed out too late, made too many mistakes, had adventures, smoked the occasional joint, danced all night. I'm still the one who crossed oceans and continents for love and engaged in new projects with passion and enthusiasm. That's who I feel I am until reality hits. Like that glimpse in a shop window, I realized that hikes on hills are just too hard on my knees, and that everything takes longer. Much as I would love to be, I am not the same. And before you all get up and decide that you need a break from this lamentation, I have no intention of going on and on about the tribulations of aging, but I am going to talk about two of them, because they are the ones that impact my inclusion in community, and I'm fairly sure I'm not the only one. The first one I want to talk about is memory. I no longer trust mine. I don't mean I'm on the road to dementia. I mean that my memory is slippery. That's not really important when I have to think hard about what I had for breakfast, but it is a problem when I struggle with people's names. I've never been great with names, but it's definitely worse, to the point that I may have remembered a name at the beginning of a conversation, but it has slipped away by the end. Even names I should remember, folk I've met several times. The second impact of the slipping memory is also not new, but it's worse. I don't remember faces either. And that means I'm often not sure whether I've met someone before or not. And I said this was a change that affects my interaction with my community. Well, you can imagine that it's difficult to initiate an interaction if, at first, I don't remember whether I've met you or not. And second, even if that is not the problem at that moment, I may not remember your name, or the name of your spouse, or your child. It's stressful. It's limiting. And here's the thing. It's likely to offend you. Or in any case, I'm concerned it may offend you. And it means that even though I would often really like to meet new people or get to know someone better, I hesitate. I may be comfortable with a superficial conversation, but I'm worried if I do anything more in depth, I'll run into a roadblock and I'll make an error that will cause offense or pain. And aside from anything else, it's tiring. And I'm more able to take part in an interaction when I have energy. Is it a big problem? No. But it means I don't reach out to new members of our congregation the way I would like to. And it means that I'm often uncomfortable in interactions when I would very much like to relax into them. I said I was going to discuss two limitations that often come with aging. I have a few more minutes. So here's the second one. Hearing loss. Mine is not severe. I don't wear a hearing aid. Apparently, I've been told I don't need one yet. But I have noticed just recently, post-pandemic, that I do have difficulty hearing in certain situations, And in this case, I'm definitely not alone. The sound of my phone is at its maximum. I use the subtitles that the various streaming services provide, and I've taken to sitting in the center of the sanctuary where the sound is best. None of these are difficult adjustments. However, again, it is in the social situations that the limitations caused by the loss become problematic. I'm going to focus on interactions here at Temple. In the social hall, even with the sound system, it's often difficult to understand, not necessarily hear, but understand a speaker, even when they use a mic. It makes presentations much less interesting, a little challenging, actually. Conversations at our relatively large round tables are also challenging. It's often hard to hear anyone other than the people right beside me, especially when there's a lot of background noise, and masks have made that even more difficult. I'm just at the beginning of this hearing loss journey, and although it can be frustrating at times, I'm still okay with it. But I have had some conversations in the last few weeks with friends who are further along this path. And here is what they say. It's exhausting to keep trying to hear what others are saying. It's extraordinarily hurtful when others are annoyed by repeated requests to say that again, please. Although what else can you do if you want to be part of the conversation? Hearing aids are very far from a perfect solution and sometimes cause more problems. As a result, it's very easy to simply give up and sit back with a smile on your face and make no further attempt to take part. And that is a problem. So what can we do as a community? Well, first of all, please don't patronize. Remember what I said at the start of this. I am still who I have always been. Still smart, tough, full of life, and occasionally funny. I am not cute. Okay? I am not the cute little old person, not. Having said that, do be kind. Recognize that we're all doing our best. I'm not being insulting when I don't remember your name or the conversation we had last week. I'm not being rude or a nuisance if I ask you to repeat yourself. So please, be patient. Speak clearly, especially if you have to wear a mask. Notice if someone seems to be sitting back. Perhaps a one-on-one conversation will work when the group discussion is too difficult. Lean in, sit a little closer. Here are a couple of takeaways. And I know this from speaking to my elders, and some of them are here. They are interesting. They have lived long lives. The 20th century saw huge changes, and we've lived them. So to those of you who are not in my generation, I say, speak to your elders, not to show respect, that's a good thing too, but because they may actually be interesting and worth your time and attention. And to those of you who share my wrinkles, be brave and interested in all those young folk around you. Put yourself out there and listen, even when that's hard work, and share your stories as well. Oh yeah, one caveat. Please begin every anecdote or story with the phrase, stop me if you've heard this before. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you so much. And I hadn't heard that before. We're going to continue. Page 13 will rise for Aleinu. And we'll invite the choir to make their way back to their seats as well.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מגנו, אפס עולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום השבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. A reading before Kaddish. There are stars whose radiance is visible on earth, though they have long been extinct. There are people whose brilliance continues to light the world, though they are no longer among the living. These lights are particularly bright when the night is dark. They light the way of humankind. On this Shabbat, we recall those who died during this past week or these past 30 days, whose families are in the midst of Shiva and Shloshim. As I read the name of your loved one, if you're here or home, we invite you to rise so that we can join you in remembering them for blessing. Annette Rosalie Albert, Shelley Superstein Alexander, David Corbin, Betty Levy, and those for whom the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the death of your loved one, is on this Shabbat or this week, if you too could rise as I read their name. Abraham Edelbaum, Jacob Aronson, Lawrence Bertrand, Nina Boeco, David Brookstone, Charlotte Brown, Hyman Kramer, Bob Kronk, Thomas Robert Kasoba, Michael Davis, Vernon DeWitt, Helene Ehrlich, Paula Eisenstadt, Isaac Elster, Doris Neymark Fisher, Natalie Frankel, Terry Fraser, Yerachmiel Friedberg, Freeberg, Sheldon Gibson, Nadie Glazer, Becky Harrison, Paul Heller, Nessie Herman, Ivor Hockman, Rutgers Stanley Horst, Alice Hullman, Dr. Sidney Kaplan, Sarah Lagnado, Riva Lander, Harry Lazar, Wendy Nerod Mayon, Alan Nichols, Samuel Noble, Marlene Nussgart, Joel Pohl, Reverend Israel Prasso, Abram Mark Ratner, Harry Rosenberg, Mordechai Shapira, Juliet Shapiro, Maurice Schenker, Max Silverman, Betty Singer, Max Street, Sally Voisin, Irvin Weinstein, Rose Walchuk, Musia Zan, Rachel Zeberman. If there are others who have come to say Kaddish, names I've missed or mispronounced, if you could rise and call them out in the midst of our congregation as well. We rise and join those who have stood in mourning so we can join with them and provide in the comfort of our presence as we recite Kadisha Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish, page 14. Yit Gadal v'yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yoma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'hayeh l'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimaru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yit adar v'yit aleh v'yit alal shemei kudisha brechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, daminon be'alma v'yimaru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'kol yoshvei tevel v'yimaru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort the bereaved among us, and we say together, Amen. We're going to please be seated now. Continue with another song and then Kiddush and Motzi.
We're going to be singing the next piece to honor the memory of our former choir members, Judy Grove, Joan Stutchner, and Alice Holman. We hope that you will share with us as their memories flow like a peaceful river through our voices. And I need to add Joan Beckel, a former member of our choir and the composer of some of the beautiful music that we've sung tonight, and beautiful music that's been shared with me.
Beautiful. It's my pleasure to invite Marie Henry to come up and lead us in Kiddush and Motzi.
Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher motzi lekam min haaretz.
Amen. good to be the rabbi. Please join us in our social hall for our Oneg Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom and Yasher Koach to our choir.